Respect is not given, it is taken. A silent weapon in the war of the mind. You believe respect is earned, or an illusion. It is imposed, a tool of control. Today, we unravel the hidden tactics behind the dark psychology of respect. You will discover how your mind is programmed to obey. Respect is the invisible currency of power. He who holds it controls. He who seeks it is controlled. Society teaches us to value it. But why? What is the true cost of this reverence? From childhood, we are conditioned. Respect authority, respect elders, respect the rules. This conditioning is not accidental. It is an architecture, a framework for submission. Dark psychology understands this. It exploits this programming. It uses respect as leverage to manipulate, to influence, to dominate. Consider charismatic leaders, gurus, manipulators. They do not ask for respect, they demand it. Through an aura of power, of mystery, of forbidden knowledge. Shocking psychological fact. People who display an excessive need for respect are often the easiest to manipulate. Their quest for validation makes them vulnerable. But there is something most people never discover. True respect does not come from admiration. It comes from fear, from the recognition of a superior force. The human mind is designed to avoid pain, to seek security. When you project an image of unshakable power, you activate these primal instincts. Respect emerges as a defensive response. Body language is crucial. Upright posture, direct eye contact, calm, deep voice. Every detail communicates dominance. Every gesture reinforces your position. Scarcity also breeds respect. When you are not always available, when your time is valuable, you become a rare resource, and rare resources are respected. Curiosity loop. But what happens when you challenge the norms of respect? When you refuse to play the game? Most people believe respect is a two-way street, that you must give to receive. A naive belief, an exploited weakness. Respect, in its darkest form, is a projection, a carefully constructed image, not about who you are, but about who others perceive you to be. Shocking psychological fact. Blind obedience to authority is one of the greatest flaws in human behavior. Respect can be a mask for tyranny. The twist. The respect you seek from others is, in fact, the respect you must have for yourself, but not the respect of validation, the respect of self-sufficiency. When you become unshakable, when your convictions are firm, when you do not seek external approval, you become a force, and forces are respected. The manipulation of respect begins with self-perception. If you see yourself as worthy of respect, others will follow. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Suspenseful pause. But how do you build this unshakable self-perception? The secret lies within your subconscious mind. Dominant psychological statement. Respect is not a gift. It is a consequence of your inner strength, of your ability to influence. Learn to master your emotions, to control your reactions, to be the rock in a sea of uncertainties. This projects an image of power. Use the penetrating gaze technique. Maintain eye contact for a second longer than comfortable. This establishes dominance. Without saying a word, the art of active listening. Not to understand, but to gather information, to identify vulnerabilities, to predict moves. Shocking psychological fact. Most people confuse being nice with being respected. They are opposing concepts in dark psychology. Learn to say no, without justification, without excuses. Just a firm no. This sets boundaries, and boundaries are respected. The GORT, strategic silence technique. After making an important statement, pause. Let your words echo. Force others to process. Curiosity loop. But what happens when respect becomes a tool for absolute control? Respect can be used to create an invisible hierarchy, where you are at the top and others below, obeying your unspoken commands. Dark psychology teaches that respect is a form of energy. You can channel it, you can direct it, for your own ends. Shocking psychological fact. The human need to belong can be exploited to force respect. The fear of exclusion is a powerful motivator. The reprogramming begins now. Abandon the idea that respect is a right. It is a privilege, granted to those who demonstrate power. Visualize yourself as a figure of unquestionable authority. Feel the weight of your own power. Let this sensation permeate every fiber of your being. Suspenseful pause. But what is the true cost of being respected at all costs? Dominant psychological statement. Respect is a weapon. Wield it with precision, with intent, to shape the world to your will. Learn to read micro-expressions, the hidden signs of submission, of fear, of admiration. They are your guides. Shocking psychological fact. Most people cannot distinguish between genuine respect and fear-based respect. Both forms are effective for control. Respect is a necessary illusion, a social construct that can be deconstructed and reconstructed according to your own terms. Learn to project an aura of mystery. Do not reveal everything. Maintain a veil of secrecy. This intrigues. This generates curiosity. This generates respect. Curiosity loop? But what happens when you become the master of respect? Respect is the key to influence, to persuasion, to control. It is the foundation of all power, the final reprogramming. You do not seek respect, you manifest it through your presence, through your mind, through your will. Visualize yourself in control, with respect flowing towards you, effortlessly, unquestioningly. Suspenseful pause. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility, or great opportunity. Dominant psychological statement, respect is yours. Take it, use it, shape the world. The dark psychology of respect is not for the weak. It is for those who dare to see the truth, for those who dare to control. Power is in your hands. The mind is the battlefield. Respect is your weapon. Uncover more secrets of the mind. Subscribe to Mind Decode and unleash your true power. The mind game never ends. Are you ready to play?
Control, the ultimate prize, the silent force behind every interaction. In our last session, we unveiled respect as a weapon. Now we delve deeper, into the very fabric of influence. Today you will learn the advanced tactics of psychological control, how to master minds. Control is not brute force, it is precision, a delicate dance of perception and reaction. He who understands the mind's levers commands the world. From birth we are wired for submission, to systems, to figures, to narratives. This inherent programming is the fertile ground for advanced manipulation. Dark psychology exploits these innate vulnerabilities. It transforms natural human tendencies into pathways for influence, to guide, to direct, to dominate. Observe the masters of persuasion, the cult leaders, the political strategists. They do not merely suggest, they implant. Ideas become commands, desires become their will. Shocking psychological fact. The human mind actively seeks patterns even where none exist. This makes it susceptible to manufactured narratives of control. But there is a deeper truth most people never grasp. True control is not about changing minds. It is about shaping reality. The brain constructs its world from fragments, memories, emotions, biases. A skilled manipulator learns to feed these fragments, to build a desired perception. The art of framing, presenting information in a way that dictates interpretation. Not what you say, but how you say it. The context is the cage. Anchoring is another key, establishing an initial reference point, a baseline. Every subsequent decision is then measured against your anchor. But what if the target believes they are making their own choices? What then? Most believe free will is absolute, an unassailable fortress, a dangerous delusion, a weakness to be exploited. Advanced control operates beneath consciousness. It bypasses logic. It speaks directly to the subconscious, where true decisions are made. Shocking psychological fact. Over 95% of human decisions are made subconsciously, driven by emotion and primal instincts, not rational thought. The twist. The most effective control is not recognized as control at all. It is perceived as self-discovery, as personal insight. When you guide someone to an idea rather than imposing it, they own it, they defend it. They believe it is their own creation. This is the essence of Socratic manipulation, asking questions that lead to your desired conclusion. The target convinces themselves, but how do you plant these seeds of thought without detection? The secret lies in subtle suggestion. Dominant psychological statement. Control is the art of making others believe your thoughts are their own. Master the power of persuasion, influencing someone's state of mind before you make your request. Preparing the ground. Use social proof. People are herd animals. They follow the perceived consensus. Create the illusion of widespread acceptance. The foot in the door technique. Start with a small request. Once granted, a larger related request becomes more palatable. Shocking psychological fact. People are more likely to comply with requests from those they perceive as similar to themselves. Mimicry is a powerful tool. Learn reciprocity. Give something even small, a favor, information, a compliment. The subconscious debt demands repayment. The door in the face technique. Make an outrageous request first, it will be rejected. Then follow with your actual smaller request. It now seems reasonable. But what happens when your target resists? When their will clashes with yours? Resistance is merely a signal, a sign of an unaddressed subconscious trigger. It is not a wall, it is a door. Dark psychology teaches that every mind has a back door, a vulnerability, a core desire or fear that, once activated, overrides all logic. Shocking psychological fact. The fear of loss is twice as powerful a motivator as the desire for gain. Frame your control around avoiding pain. The reprogramming continues. Abandon the notion of direct confrontation. Embrace the path of least resistance, the path of the subconscious. Visualize your target's desires, their fears, their hidden insecurities. Become the architect of their emotional landscape. But what is the true cost of wielding such absolute power over another's mind? Dominant psychological statement. Control is not given, it is engineered, a masterpiece of psychological architecture. Learn to identify cognitive biases, the shortcuts your brain takes, exploit them, guide them. The scarcity principle. Make your offer, your presence, your information seem rare, limited, valuable. The mind craves what it cannot easily have. Shocking psychological fact. People will rationalize almost any decision if they believe it was their own. Provide the illusion of choice. Control is the ultimate illusion. A dance where only one partner knows the steps. The other believes they are leading. Cultivate an aura of unpredictability. Keep them guessing, keep them seeking your approval. This maintains your psychological advantage. But what happens when you become the master of psychological control? Control is the foundation of empires, of fortunes, of destinies. It is the ultimate power. The final reprogramming. You do not seek control, you embody it. Through your understanding, through your precision, through your will. Visualize yourself as the conductor, orchestrating thoughts, directing actions. The world moves to your rhythm. But remember, the mind game is eternal, and every master eventually faces a greater challenge. Dominant psychological statement. Control is yours, wield it, shape reality. Become the architect of minds. The dark psychology of control is not for the faint of heart. It is for those who dare to see the strings and learn to pull them. Power is in your hands, the mind is the battlefield. Control is your ultimate weapon. Uncover more secrets of the mind. Subscribe to Mind Decode and unleash your true power. The game has just begun. Are you ready to play?